Hi, Demetrius Sherrod here in the Cobb TV studios for Chatting with the Chief. And as always, I'm joined here by Chief Mike Register. Chief, how are you doing today?
Man, I'm doing great. It's an honor to be here and look forward to the conversation.
All right, well, we'll get into it then. I know you wanted to discuss crime initiatives and some crime stats. What'd you have for us?
Well, you know, our crime stats, when we compare our crime stats from 2018 to 2017 in the same time period, it appears that all of our crime categories are down from last year. So that's a great thing, except for one, thefts, and we've had an increase in entering autos and assorted thefts. But other than the thefts, every category is down, and I am very proud of the men and women who work so very hard at the Cobb County Police Department for this community. And you know, when you look at those crime stats, I really contribute the crime stats to three things. One is the officers' commitment serving the community. These men and women are out here on a daily basis. They're handling an awful lot of calls, and we'll talk about that in a few minutes. And they are very dedicated to serving this community, keeping this community safe, and improving the quality of life of the citizens. The other thing, too, is that we have conducted several crime-fighting initiatives this past year, or since June of last year. One of them was Summer Heat 1, where we actually conducted a crime-fighting initiative with special operations and some of the precinct units and investigative units down in South Cobb. And during the very short time that we did that, I think it was last August, we made 22 arrests and made numerous charges on felony drug possession and also weapons. And the third component to this, I believe, is the partnership that we've fostered with the community, engaging with the homeowner associations, the neighborhood watches, and also the educational outreach that we've done with the community.
Now, with it getting warmer, heading into spring and summer, do you notice, of course, more people will be out, do you notice more of an issue with trying to keep crime down during those months?
You do. You traditionally see that in the spring and summer months that at times some of the crimes that are reported goes up. And so as the Cobb County Police Department, we will certainly make a concerted effort to address those crime issues that we acknowledge happen in the spring and summer months. Okay.
And so there have been almost or over 300,000 calls for service. Can you explain more about that?
Yeah, you know, the Cobb County Police Department is very busy, and we had approximately 300,000 calls for service last year. Now that equates to between 800 and 900 calls every 24 hours. And we also, as a department, made over 12,000 arrests last year, wrote almost 90,000 citations. And when you look at investigations, just the precinct investigations alone was right around 4,000, between 4,000 and 5,000. So we made a tremendous amount of contact with the community that we serve. But you know, what's also great about this is that with the hundreds of thousands of contacts that we made last year with the citizens of Cobb County, we had approximately 130 complaints on our officers. Now think about that, hundreds of thousands of contacts and only 130 complaints. Now, as the chief, I don't want any complaints, but most of those complaints were courtesy complaints, and it averaged just a little over 10 per month. And you know, when we compare complaints on officers from last year to this year, even with the increased activity that our officers have shown in trying to address crime issues and improve quality of life, we see that there's actually a decrease in officer complaints from last year to this year at the same time period. So I don't think you can get much better than having crime down in every category except one, in officer complaints down, while our activity or our contacts with the citizens are up. I think that's a good thing.
Why do you think that the officer complaints are down?
I think that the officers that work for the Cobb County Police Department, you know, we've implemented some initiatives since I became chief, and I just believe that it's just the evolution of the professionalism of the department, and I believe that the men and women who work for the Cobb County Police Department and the non-sworn personnel are committed to giving the most professional, courteous service. And I am just so very proud of each and every one of them, and I'm proud of this department that I lead, and I am very proud of this community that we serve.
All right, and I saw that also that the crime stats, and it looks like almost every category is down from previous years. What do you think that's attributed to?
Just the hard work of the men and women. I think they're out there. They're making more self-initiated field contacts, basically suspicious activity. They're responding very quickly to calls for service. And really, another aspect of this is just tremendous testament to how hard they work. When we look at the call volume last year to this year, there's been a 4% increase from last year to this year, but even with that 4% increase, our officers have been able to decrease crime from comparing it from last year to this year. So I continually go back to just applauding the men and women of the Cobb County Police Department for how hard they work and the professional and courteous service that they give to the community.
I know that intern autos has been an issue, and you have seen an uptick in that. The officers in our newsletters that we send out, the PENS newsletters, give tips to citizens on what they can do to help prevent that. Have you seen any dent in that?
Well, we are right now currently conducting a couple of initiatives in order to address the entering auto problem that not only Cobb County is having, but the metro area as a whole. We are partnering with jurisdictions within Cobb County and also outside of Cobb County to include our state and federal partners to attempt to address the entering auto problem that we're currently facing. And again, you know, the citizens can help us by keeping their cars locked, not leaving weapons in the car if it's going to be unattended for a long period of time. But between the partnership that we're asking for, the education that we're attempting to give the public, and also the crime-fighting efforts that we are implementing as we speak, I think that we are in a positive way impacting that problem.
All right, good information. And as always, thank you for stopping by. That is all the time that we have for today. But in the meantime, make sure to follow the police department on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and also Nextdoor. And we'll see you next time.